just saw Jim driving down the road.
He went to see Claudia.
What?
She's fine, don't worry about it. But, Rob,
what?
You and me host all day.
Right. Okay, great. I've been backstage 7 years. I can do this. I've been through the script, like we said. The only thing that I'm not sure of is the opening act.
Oh, it's fantastic. Jillian Grip is going to come out and sing a welcoming song to everyone in the theater.
Our Jillian Grip? Burr Burton?
She's fantastic.
I don't think so.
Rob, I wrote this song. It's beautiful.
Look, she's crafty. She can change the words to a song. She can hijack this show if we're not careful. I will bet you $5 she tries to hijack this show.
Rob, I don't need this right now. Relax. She's going to be fine. Let Jillian worry about Jillian. You and me,
okay.
We're going to worry about the show.
Fine.
Open the envelope, say my name. Oh. host of the Bachelor Winter Games, Chris Harrison.
Hi there, Chris Harrison, host of The Bachelor and of course Bachelor Winter Games, which has been shooting right here in Vermont. While we've been shooting here in Vermont, I've had the incredible opportunity to get to know and see a lot of the folks from the Burr Burton Academy. Well, tonight, you're going to get to see their work. You're going to get to see the films they've been working so hard on all year. It's going to be an incredible night. The tension is high. Everybody is dressed to the nines. I think this will be the most dramatic award ceremony ever. Welcome to the 8th Annual Gawlik Awards.
And now, a man who can bench press the entire works of Shakespeare without missing the nuances in the subtext, Rob Hunter. And now a man you can't stop, but you can only hope to contain, Bill Mensch.
Welcome. Good to see everybody. Got a chance to see almost all of you earlier on, and we want to thank all of you for coming out tonight. It means so much. It's such a wonderful night for the community. The great Peter Riegert is here tonight. We're very excited about that. And we just had to take a moment and thank the folks at Southern Vermont Arts Center for donating the space for us each year. It is just such a beautiful place. And they're over there. I think we've got Kim and Elizabeth and Michael. Somebody should get Kim a bottle of water. She was parking cars up until the last moment, and then she was changing clothes as she ran in just a few minutes ago. And in honor of those three, the kids would like to make a donation, and I think that Daniel has this Happy Gilmore-sized check for $500.
Tonight, you are going to be treated to the strongest films of the year. This group of seniors was more innovative, creative, original than any other students in the history of this program. But before we start tonight's ceremony, Bill and I would like to honor a couple of guys who've meant a lot to us in our lives.
Yeah, it's just 2 weeks from now we're going to have Father's Day, and it seemed appropriate that Rob and I bring our parents out, our fathers. My dad is an educator for the better part of 50 years at the high school and the college level, a great coach, a great teacher, certainly my best teacher and coach I've ever had. And he even worked men's camp. I know a few of you know Papa Mensch.
Likewise, my father taught high school English for over 33 years and also as an adjunct professor at Northeastern University. He's now running the emergency room in my hometown at the Sturdy Memorial Hospital. He's been busy.
Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, our fathers, Tom Mensch. I know you're excited to be out here. There's over 530 people here tonight to honor you.
I had more at my retirement party. Now, how do we get roped into this? They said, Father's Day, is this our gift? We're on stage, and you're putting on a show. Back in the old days, we didn't have all this big show stuff for the kids. They didn't need that.
So, Dad, look at the kids, look at the eager faces. Oh, you must remember when you were a young teacher, how exhilarating it was to teach these wonderful children.
Well, I liked the kids. At the same time, I wasn't really wild about them. They sat at wooden desks and they wrote and they read. They're all right. I liked them well enough.
They were smarter in those days.
Whoa! You know, folks, don't take it up for our dads. Why don't you guys yes, why don't you go to your seats? Sophie and Izzy are the student producers. We'll just get them off stage so we can get to the show. Are we even like that someday? God, I don't know. I hope not. They're better. You know what? I think let the governor introduce Mark and Meg.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Phil Scott, Governor of Vermont.
Thank you, Bill, and thank you, Rob. Good evening. I'm Phil Scott, Governor of the great state of Vermont, and I'm incredibly honored to be a part of tonight's festivities. The Gawlik Awards are truly a unique event that pays a tribute to Brian Gawlik, who, by all accounts, was an excellent educator, innovator, and human being. I've enjoyed visiting BVA numerous times and had the chance to meet with some of the cinematography students and was greatly impressed with the work produced by all of them. And I think Brian would be proud to see where the program is today. It's now my pleasure to introduce the first two presenters at tonight's event. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the Gawlik for Action Sports Award, please welcome Burr Burton's longtime headmaster, Ralph Tashin, and former acting headmaster, Meg Kenny.
Folks, I first want to say this is the hugest Gawlik Awards crowd ever in 8 years, so give it up for all of you. And I also want you to know that I'm wearing a limited edition Panic design hat. If you can't read from afar, it says, "Make BBA Great Again." They go on sale right now. They're on sale for a mere 24 hours. So go to panicdesigns.com and order up. So, Meg, what was it like being acting headmaster while I was on my sabbatical in Costa Rica?
Well, let me tell you. Mr. Mensch asked me to keep you under control tonight, and I did not realize it was going to mean going to your closet and picking out your outfit. So, but back to your question. I think you're mistaken. You mean, what was it like to be the first woman headmaster of BVA?
No, what I really meant is, did you make any changes while I was away? Did you change my office or anything?
Of course not. I was really just trying to hold the fort down until you returned. And
really? That's interesting because, you see, I put a hidden camera in the office, and I thought maybe, Neil, could we run the film from the hidden camera, please?
This is my school. It's okay. A little bit more. This is my school. I think I see the difference. All right. This is my school.
That was perfect. But I forgot it. I'll give it to you tomorrow.
Well, that's really nice, Meg, because I didn't forget the present I got for you. Daniel, could you please come on out? The nominees for Best Action Sports are
Follow the Gear, Jack Amadon, Carter Hall. Emily Ashuto. Spencer Fowler, Ricky Zhu.
In the action sports category goes to the Gawlik for action sports goes to Follow the Gear.
we hear it again for Jillian Grip? If you could have heard the actual lyrics that I wrote, they were beautiful and they welcomed all of you. She's crafty. Our next two presenters are Mariah Bittner and Tony Sorelli. Let's not turn this into a pirate's den. Mariah lives in a fishbowl in our guidance department and advises the international students and even advises me and Rob occasionally. You gotta wait, I'm gonna call you up in a second. Tony Sorelli, our Dean of Students, in addition to keeping our campus safe, works with the Cinematography B-Block program. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony and Mariah.
I've been watching the students spend weeks putting together even the shortest films. Hours of writing, hours of shooting, hours of editing. I've enjoyed working with them. I've even watched the creation of some of these commercials.
Let's take a look. The nominees for the best commercials.
BBA Boyfriend, Daniel Jackson, CeCe Divine.
Are you tired of being single and alone? Well, we have the product for you. Introducing the BBA Boyfriend. This handsome, romantic man can spice up any aspect of your life, including studying, rehearsal, or even working out. And now you can have your own BBA Boyfriend for only 5 Bitcoins a week. Order now or you'll be lonely.
Joe Hancock and Nick Williams.
Do your students suck? So, Joey, you still want to talk about politics? Yeah. Thanks, man.
Hey Bulldogs, as you may know, I've been working super hard these past 2 years on my passion project, the BBA Lip Kit. I've formulated the perfect colors and the perfect shades for everyone. You may have seen some of the biggest celebrities around campus when I began. I wear this one all the time, turn green. This is such a cute shade. It's called the Bulldog Statue in the lobby of the gym yellow. As you can see, these two shades pair nicely with each other. They are Take Ownership Yellow and Opportunity for Self-Advance Green. I hope you guys like the shades as much as I do. Make sure to post with the hashtag BBA Lip Kit. See you in the halls.
Cole Hathaway, Abigail Redmond, Sam Citron, Spencer Fowler.
Is all your schoolwork stressing you out? We know just the place for you. Introducing the BBA Spa. We offer stress relieving services, including soothing massage, refreshing hot tubs, and even one-on-one puppy sessions. Turn your flex block into a no-stress block today.
Cassie Pierce, Daniel Hathaway, Fiona McMahon.
Are you tired of the awful parking? Does it drive you crazy when you can't find a spot? Well, now introducing BBA Valet. All you have to do is drop your car off at the upper circle. No more long walks to get to class. Just hand your keys over to our trusted drivers. You don't have to go out of your way with BBA Valet. It's now on sale at $25 per semester or $45 per year. Please note, our drivers are not responsible for any damage caused to your car.
Ben Charlie Carthy, Johnny Maselli, Stephen Schmidt.
3 years ago, Joe Shahadi brought you varsity cologne. Now, Fred Stewart brings you varsity shampoo.
Do you ever feel this greasy after a workout? Try varsity shampoo.
Side effects include blurred vision, extreme hair growth, and singing in the shower.
Dancing in the mirror.
Right now, we're on a West Street Seattle.
And the Gawlik for the best commercial goes to BBA Spa. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Taylor Slam.
You mean that Spencer Fowler is the only other person than Taylor Mensch to win a Gawlik Award for each of the 4 years that he's been at BBA?
Exactly. So let's bring Spencer back up on the stage to receive the award from our very own Taylor Mensch.
Hi everybody, I hope you're enjoying your night. Spencer, I know this has been a long time coming. You've put together some great work. There have been a lot of doubters. However, you finally got the Taylor Slam, a huge deal in the world of BBA cinematography. And it all began 4 years ago in the category of commercials, this exact category with BBA sleep sounds. I don't know if you remember that. Neil, you want to roll the film?
Live in a noisy apartment? Are you bored in class? Has your girlfriend left you? Introducing BBA Sleep Sounds, featuring tracks such as College Visits, Jefferson College, Tomorrow Wednesday, The Bell, Nancy getting on your back.
We got 2 minutes before the bell, or you're all going to be late. Let's hustle.
Bill Mensch teaching a class. Mr. Trigger saying, "Atta baby, atta baby." Order today.
Congratulations, Spencer, on the Taylor Slam.
Yes,
Our next two presenters almost don't need an introduction. All right, I guess I'm going to leave. Jason Kirkman, who runs our Success program, and Kevin Morrison, who is all things robotic and Lego and virtual as in reality. Please welcome Kevin and Jason.
So suspense films.
Yeah, like The Shining, Halloween, Dawn of the Dead.
Friday the 13th.
Oh, that's a good one.
Speaking of which, it's been tough growing up with the name Jason.
Yeah, you should know. You're the one who plays goalie for the faculty hockey team wearing that mask all the time.
All right, well, after a 3-year hiatus, we're happy to announce that the suspense category is back at the Gawliks tonight.
Nominees for the best suspense film are
Lyle, Sam Citron, Charlie Citron, Liz Kopek, and Henry Cornaros.
My love must be a kind of blind love. I can't see anyone but you.
Santos.
There is someone walking behind
Spencer Fowler, and Sam Citron.
and Rabbit, you're off.
And the winner is... The Gawlik Award goes to Finally Mine.
screening, you will see 3 different films that are nominated for Best Film. I want to take a moment and thank the folks at ITV Fest, the Independent Television Festival. The director of this year's winning film will meet with HBO executives in this year's ITV Fest this fall, and also our film will be, the short film will be in the short film category. Philip?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Philip Gilpin Jr., who runs the ITV Fest. So, this first film, we've got 3 very different films. This first film is a music film that chronicles the recording of the original song, Living Proof. The song was written shortly after the Parkland shooting and involved the community, elementary, middle school, and high school musicians and singers. Remember, this is an original song created and recorded by members of this community.
Living Proof, Lucas Smith and Izzy Shapiro.
It's never gonna be okay. Don't wanna hear you say it's how it has to be. Change won't come from sympathy. So you thought you could keep us down, but now it seems you're finding out just how loud we are. Just don't hear us now.
was 12 years old, I knew exactly what I wanted to do when I grew up. I wanted to fly fighter jets and land on aircraft carriers because that's the toughest flying we could do. When I was 13, my congressman told me I couldn't fly in combat. He said Congress thought women ought to be protected and not allowed to serve in combat. I then wrote every member of the House and Senate Armed Services Committees asking them to change the law. I said they just hadn't met me yet, and I knew I could do it, but most of them told me I couldn't. Then I got into the Naval Academy, and wouldn't you know, that's when they changed the law. I spent 20 years as a U.S. Marine, flew 89 combat missions bombing Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. I was the first woman Marine to fly in an F-18 in combat, and I got to land on aircraft carriers.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Amy McGrath.
Since the first shots were fired in our Revolutionary War, American men and women have been answering the nation's call. Millions of Americans have fought and died on battlefields here and abroad to defend our freedoms and way of life. Many of us didn't ask to leave our homes and fight overseas. Some of us didn't even volunteer. We didn't go to war because we loved fighting. We did it because we were trained and willing. We answered the nation's call because we felt an inner obligation and desire to protect the nation, which has given us so much. I know for me personally, it was and remains my life's greatest honor to serve this country and wear the uniform. As Dwight D. Eisenhower once said of those Americans who stormed the beaches of Normandy, the eyes of the world were upon them. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere marched with them, and they did not let us down. It's also my honor to be addressing you tonight on this important anniversary of the start of the D-Day invasion. It is my pleasure to introduce the presenters of the documentary and news category. Staff Sergeant Mark Slade, Captain Therese Francome, and Chief Master Petty Officer of the French Navy, Eric Emery.
This is my first time presenting here at the Gawlik Awards, and I'm happy to be here representing the BBA Science Department.
This is my second time, and once again, I'm very happy to representing the food service of BBA.
Well, Therese, this is my first time as well, and I'm happy to be representing the varsity boys hockey team and my very own BBA graduating class of 2002. Yeah, I did. Bill Mensch was my English teacher.
That explains I speak better English than you. The nominees for the best news story are
Roland donation. Lucas Smith, Brian Emery.
I'm here to tell you that as we speak, Barry and Wendy Rowland have transferred 376,000 shares of Eaton Vance stock into the Burr Burton account worth $20 million.
Roland's donation, I think, is truly historic.
It's clearly going to be an amazing building. We're in the parking lot and the courtyard.
What I'm most excited for is the growth of the school. Oh my gosh, it's the future. Like, we're going to be so far ahead of any other school around here.
My name is John Sanders, and I grew up in Freeport, Long Island. Then after serving in the Army for 3 years, I went to Yale Graduate School. I prefer not thinking that I'm protesting. I try to put things out there that are positive, bread, not bombs. For me, it's a metaphor for compassion, love, peace, and food, for sure, for the world. At least one time somebody lets me know how they feel about my sign or me with their one finger. If I could think that one person thought about what the sign says, then I'm happy. I do believe we can eventually have true peace with no war. If we could have one world of people of understanding, wouldn't that be grand?
Ryan Emery.
Being at the march because there were so many people there and everyone was so passionate about being there.
Almost a stillness in the air that was during that speech.
I think the laws for guns should change.
I think that the one message that comes out of this march is really for Congress to pass legislation.
The Gawlik for Best News Story goes to Bread Not Bomb.
Our next presenter. Steph Smith is one of our special educators, and I would say she's probably feeling pretty special tonight since her son Spencer has gotten plenty of nominations and I think just won something called the Taylor Slam.
Yeah, but Mary Gravars, who portrayed the Queen for the Bachelor Winter Games, has just been going over the top, and she keeps showing up as the Queen in different spots, so I think she thinks she's special. In fact, do we have some footage, Neil, of our Queen?
But I'm happy to be Spencer's mom. So I'll take that.
There you go. Public service announcements are some of the hardest films to make because they risk becoming cliche or worse.
By the very nature of the close community we live in, high school students often bear the weight of the environmental and social dynamics of this world.
And the nominees for PSA are
Drinking and Driving, Izzy Shapiro, Abby Navin, Joe Hancock, Joey Conti, Nick Williams.
Hey.
What's up?
Are we going to tomorrow?
You want to come with?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, meet you here tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you. It's not going to be that far. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks.
No problem.
Let's go.
Joe Kent, William Santos, Izzy Shapiro, Cole Hathaway, Corey Mack.
Okay. Sound rolling?
Yeah, sound rolling.
Camera? Rolling.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
It was about a year ago when it happened. I'm sorry, I can't do this. I have to go.
No. You're a survivor.
He told me to trust him. So I trusted him.
You're so much stronger than you know.
Everywhere I looked, I saw him. But I'm not the hero you're looking for. He ruined me.
Serena Lepresti, Tilly Ewins. Nicholson.
You ruined this town. You burned all of the bridges and you slowly let us drown. But you're not gonna knock us down. We'll get back up again. You may have hurt us, but I promise we are stronger men. We're not gonna let you in. We're putting up a fight. You may have brought the dark, but together we will shine the light. And whoa, we will be something special. Whoa, we're gonna shine. We're gonna stand tall.
Sam Citron, Henry Cornaros, Sloan Peary, and Spencer Fowler.
I was a kid lost in the light of a TV screen after dark, not knowing what passion was. The adults tried to break me, but now I understand. To the adults, the path from school to college and up the corporate ladder is going to collapse. Pressure and the weight of our world's future is fracturing the best kids I know. But we are now finding ourselves against all the odds not in our favor. To the youth, be unapologetic, because you don't have to be good, you don't have to kill yourself over the opinions of the cookie-cutter people that manipulate your mind. The system will drag you down if you let it. Never be one of its victims.
Spencer Fowler, Serena DuBois, Nick Price, and Ian Engel. Abby Nathan, Joe Hancock.
And the Gawlik for the PSA goes to social media.
happens, he is officially down in guidance, advising freshmen, and he is officially a history teacher. It's very official. John Graff is the chairman of the history department and the great-great-great-great-grandson of Grizzly Adams. Please welcome Corey and John.
That's great.
Corey, were you here last year? Do you remember the winner in this category? I can't get that image of that kid and the pliers and the bloody tooth out of my mind. I love this category because good visual storytelling, a good film like that, it doesn't need any words. Kind of like most of my best lessons.
The following films contain no dialogue, and yet their stories are carefully scripted and created to convey a message in a very short space of time.
The camera angles, lighting, facial expressions, carefully placed props, and action are all used to do the talking. Everything is at the cinematographer's fingertips, except for words.
Well, John, it's now time for us to take ownership and check out the nominees for visual storytelling.
Black Widow, Alex Bielowski, Matt Madeira, Casper Magyar, Brian Emery. Sean Young, Cece Devine, Tilly Ewens, and Daniel Jackson. Sam Citron, Henry Cornaros, Spencer Fowler, Gillian Grip, Bee Bellingham, Rob Hunter, and Nancy Strain.
goes to Lottery.
Just take for two.
Weston, right here? Does that work? Good. The second film nominated for Best Film is entitled Cello. This film was originally created for this year's Prism concert, Projects. It was a night of music set to silent movies. The orchestra played live behind this film, as musicians did in the early days of cinema. Tonight we will recreate the moment. Garrett Sands will play piano, and Eric Vaughn will play cello. And I should say that Garrett Sands also wrote the music and stars in the film. So ladies and gentlemen, do you want me to riff a little bit here? Hi, Garrett. Welcome to my world, boys. Neil, how are things going up there? Just checking in. Good. All right, great. So without further ado, our second nominee for Best Film, Cello.
Absolutely beautiful. Devin Johnson is a New York-based actor, singer, and dancer. He is also a Burr Burton alumnus, class of 2009. He has already performed in over 15 shows regionally and in New York. He has participated in multiple workshops and was a featured dancer in music video Boys Cry More by Resh. He studied musical theater at Montclair State University in New Jersey, where he got his BFA in musical theater in 2013. While a student at Burr Burton, Devin performed such roles as Danny Zuko, I told him to say it like that, in Grease, Paul in A Chorus Line, Charlie in The Foreigner. He's a regular at the Weston Playhouse, and he'll be performing there this summer in West Side Story. Ladies and gentlemen, Devin Johnson.
Well, good evening, everybody. How are we doing? I just wanted to say thank you so much to Bill for having me up here to do this. I am super excited. I've seen so many familiar faces tonight. So I'm going to sing a little ditty. This is called Can't Be Bothered Now. Bad news, go away. Call round someday in March or May. I can't be bothered now. My bonds and shares may fall downstairs. Who cares? Who cares? I'm dancing and I can't be bothered now. I'm up among the stars. On earthly things I frown. I'm throwing off the bars that held me down. I'll pay the piper when times are riper. Just now I shan't, because you see I'm dancing and I can't
Devin Johnson. That was Mike Garvey on piano, and if you had a chance to see the amazing musical Rent, we had him backstage there leading the band. Great job, Michael Garvey. Devin will be performing in West Side Story this summer at Weston. Make sure you get out to see Baby John in action. That'll be a lot of fun. It is my pleasure right now to introduce the 2018 Lifetime Achievement Gawlik Award to Peter Rieger. And I tell you, the number of times outside where people went, yeah, I know that guy. I've seen him. And the number of people who took pictures with him because of the different shows that he's been in. And I didn't want this to be an introduction where I read off all of the films, all of the TV shows, all of the theater that he's done, because there's over 100 entries and it's way too much. But what's interesting is, from my little weird life, is to watch him when he started on the TV show MASH, which was one of my favorites. And then when I was 16, I snuck into an R-rated movie called Animal House. And I just wanted to be like Boone. I wanted to grow up and be that person. And then to watch him on Sopranos, and to see him on The Good Wife, and to see him in so many other films. In fact, I was just looking at some of them. Movies like Mask, Crossing Delancey, which was really amazing. We Bought a Zoo, Traffic. He's been on Family Guy, Sopranos, Law and Order, The Good Wife, Unbreakable, Kimmy Schmidt, Barbarians at the Gate. He even was nominated for an Oscar for a live-action short that he directed called By Courier. Let's just take, if you're not familiar with Peter, now that you've seen his face, let's see him in action a little bit, if we can run the show.
Well, that was pleasant. Nice of him to stop by, don't you think? Gotta do something. He's serious this time. I think he knows about the exams. He's right.
You're right. We gotta do something.
Absolutely.
You know what we gotta do? Photo party.
Picture of Kellaway's wife. What? Uh-oh. Margaret! You son of a bitch! Jeez, I figured you had a sense of humor. After all. You married her! That's gotta hurt. Get him! Doyle!
So we back in business, Mr. Provolone? Forget that Mr. Provolone stuff from now on. Call me boss.
Yes, boss!
Tony. What's going on? What's up?
Want to just calm down and perfectly calm.
We can talk about whatever's bothering you. Yeah.
Tony, this is crazy. No! Tony! Tony!
You know somebody who's having a baby?
No.
You don't expect me to believe that, do you?
No, Pop. No. You think I'm crazy?
No.
No. Sometimes you're a very nervous person.
They couldn't stop talking to me.
Hiya. It fits.
He began as an 8th grade teacher and worked his way up to be the 2018 Gawlik Lifetime Achievement winner. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Rieger.
and Bill Mensch and Bill Hoyt for thinking of me to be with you here tonight. Congratulations to the class of 2018. And my great wish is you all become very successful as writers, producers, directors, and studio heads, because I can always use a job. You think I'm kidding? Lifetimes and achievement. If you're open to it, a lifetime can live in a moment, measured in seconds, not years. And achievement is yours to determine. Fail on your terms, don't succeed on someone else's. Achievement can happen early. Three of the Beatles first met in 1957, when George was 14, Paul was 15, and John was 16. Bob Dylan was writing transformative lyrics and songs in his early 20s, and the founders of our country were in their 20s. So time's a wasting. Or as Dylan wrote, don't follow leaders, watch your parking meters. The ancient mathematician Archimedes taught us the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. That is not just a mathematical truth, but a metaphorical one as well. Seniors, think back to your earliest memory. Let's call that point A, and let's call tonight point B. On your calendar, that's a straight line, but as you well know, getting from your A to this B was a long and winding road, I'm sure. For we can make things so complicated, can't we? If you have any doubt, just watch a politician, especially one bought by the NRA, trying to explain away in meandering nonsense that mass shootings in schools, concerts, and clubs is not about guns. Well, it's not about pizza. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Let me give you 2 points of my life. Point A, August 28, 1963, and point B, March 24th, 2018. On August 28, 1963, I was 16 and went to the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, and heard Martin Luther King tell Americans that he also had a dream. We were 250,000 strong, and I realized that I was part of something greater than myself. On March 24th, 2018, I was about to turn 71, and I went to the March for Our Lives in Washington, D.C., organized by the student survivors of the mass murders at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida on Valentine's Day, February 14th. Students your age who organized a rally in 5 weeks that brought 1 million people to Washington and millions more to over 800 locations around the world. They certainly suffered in their minds and hearts, but they took action against their sea of foes and did something that I hope you realize they did for you as well. And that with that gift, you too will realize you are part of something bigger than yourselves. The speakers that day were only children. No adults, no politicians, no celebrities. And while there were many amazing speeches, the person who left the greatest impression on me was Samantha Sampuentes, who was wounded in that February nightmare and had willed herself to get to the rally and speak. And as she spoke before that huge crowd, the anxiety and stress overwhelmed her, and she vomited in front of the whole world. It took only seconds, must have seemed like an eternity for her. She gathered herself, and the next words out of her mouth were, "I just threw up on international television, and it feels great." My hero. Action and words. Both were eloquent. I'm not here for my lifetime achievement, I'm here for yours. And we are connected because of this evening's celebration. Think of it, you're now 1 degree from Kevin Bacon. I didn't realize we kept that. Let's assume that the senior class is 17 years old. I know some of you are older and maybe 1 or 2 younger, but play along with me. You're 17 and I'm 71. We share 2 numbers that, when reversed, let us switch places. But while I can remember 17, 71 must seem like a foreign country to you. But a country you'll get to visit someday. I'm very moved that you let me share this day with you. Your class is already making an impact. For you join an historic battle for the survival of our republic. Just remember, even if you throw up along the way, you can still change the world. As you learn what it is to be a citizen, register to vote, then vote. And when invited to serve on a jury, serve. And learn that we are a nation of laws and that no one is above the law. And if you really want to understand who we are as a nation, Go to the swearing in at a naturalization ceremony when immigrants swear their allegiance to becoming American citizens. We are part of something larger than ourselves. And if you'd like some rallying words to have at your back, as you move on to your next point in life, take these from the last two stanzas of Dylan's song, When the Ship Comes In, which he sang at the March on Washington, August 28, 1963, when I was 16 and he was 21. Oh, the foes will rise with the sleep still in their eyes, and they'll jerk from their beds and think they're dreaming, but they'll pinch themselves and squeal and know that it's for real, the hour when the ship comes in. Then they'll raise their hands, saying, we'll meet all your demands, and we'll shout from the bow, your days are numbered. And like Pharaoh's tribe, they'll be drowned in the tide, and like Goliath, they'll be conquered. As Thoreau said, go confidently in the direction of your dreams and live the life you have imagined. Thank you.
Worth, there was 4 of us standing in the back also. That was excellent. Thank you very much. This is exciting. I'm very excited about this next one. One of these ladies is all about the wellness of the body and the spirit. And the other rules, romance languages offer tongue like honey. Not surprisingly, these young vixens hold similar records at their respective high schools and colleges that range from most proms attended, most times homecoming queen, best eyes, and best dressed superlatives. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome phys ed teacher Julie Crozier and world languages teacher Sue Ritchie. Angel is here with me. Angel only has 1 rose. I can only choose one of you tonight to present the music award. Julie, Sue, it's been a tough decision. I've worked closely with both of you, and but there's only 1 rose. Sue Ritchie, will you present the music video?
I can't believe I didn't get the rose. After all I did for him, I got him the job of JV coach, and then I did everything for him. Scheduling, I did ordering, I got him the best gym times, and he takes off for Africa and who covers and coaches for him. I even had to coach a game. And then, who gets the rose? Sue Ritchie, right? Turquoise, is that the only thing that she has? And then, gray hair, way more than I have. That's ridiculous, that 5 foot nothing. Jeez, I just can't even talk about it anymore.
It's been a few years since I've been handed a rose, and I guess I've still got it in me. Nominees for music film are
Copycat, Izzy Shapiro, Jillian Grip, Charlie Citron, Sam Citron, Sophie Neidhold.
Don't be cautious, don't be kind. You committed, I'm your crime. Push my button anytime. You got but your trigger finger's mine. Silver dollar, golden flame, dirty water, poison rain, perfect murder, take your aim. I don't belong to anyone, but everybody knows my name. Why, oh, why? You've been uninvited, 'cause all you say are all the same things I did. Copycat, trying to cut my leather. I want your back when you can't watch mine. Copycat, trying to cut my demo. It's so sad, but you can't have mine.
Hi, thank you so much for
Thank you. This is great. I'm looking forward to this ride.
Do you know you're our first guest?
I guess the what?
For carpool karaoke.
Oh no. Really?
Yes.
I thought you were taking me for ice cream.
Do you mind if we listen to some music?
Let's do it. I love music.
From the other side. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. I'm in love with the go-go. You love me, I tell her only poverty, I only love the very. Showtime, showtime, guess who's back again? Get your wrist pick up like a stir fry. Get your wrist pick up like a stir fry. Thank you so much for helping me get to school today.
Thank you.
Corey Mack, Cole Hathaway, Eric Vaughn, and Grace Bradish.
Feeling like racing through my eyes. These months are stretched out into years. I feel the water creep to my feet. We'll have some fun once we're out here. Seasons change, I can't change them for you. When I'm with you. The phone is melting, no nightmares for my friends. Seem like you're having fun. My bank account is overdrawn. Doesn't mean what could become of us. Seasons change, I can't change them for
Fowler, Grace McFadden.
And the Gawlik for music film goes to Copycat.
You committed, and we cried. Push my button. Anytime you got your finger on the trigger, put your trigger fingers mine. Silver dollar, golden coin, dirty water, poison
Let's go, Charlie!
I'm so proud to introduce this next presenter, a friend and a colleague in the English department, a man with a seemingly bottomless well of wit, English teacher and friend, Peter Nicholson.
Thank you, Rob. You know, I've been thinking about this $20 million gift. It was very generous, amazing gift, but who says we have to spend it on a new building? No, I was just spitballing here. I've come up with a few ideas of how we can spend this money on the teachers of BBA. Just coming off the top here, but I'd like to share these ideas with you tonight at this very serious public forum. First idea. Sponsor Tom Von Allman in a professional musical chairs tournament. Anybody who saw this man, Dick Jack, Michelle Emery, sprawling on the gym floor. Stock rate, well, look, but this guy's got musical chair genius, and we got to get behind him. All right, next. Hire a babysitter for when we have to leave Emma Reynolds unsupervised. Fingers in a socket, and this is basically a safety issue. All right, next. These two kind of go together. Buy a megaphone for Lauren Silver, so we can hear them. I have no idea what she can say. Conversely, soundproof LB Blanchard's classroom. This next one's a nice one. Buy John Graff a brand new light blue shirt. You know that he's going to appreciate it. And the guy has been wearing the same shirt since 2009. That is a true fact. I looked that up. Oh, here's a fun idea. Build a giant duck car for Sue Ritchie to drive to school in. I have a sketch of it. The duck car is awesome. It's purple and teal, and when she presses on the horn, it quacks in Spanish. It goes quack, quack. Right, Sue? Quack, quack. Okay, I got some other ones here. Puberty-inducing medication for Rob Hunter so he can finally grow a cool poet beard. That'd be awesome. Okay, here's a good one. This is going going to be expensive because this technology does not exist yet. But develop a memory erasing device like the kind they had in the movie Men in Black, and use it so we can all erase the memory of Mark Tashin singing "I Will Always Love You" at Assembly forever from our minds. We can all begin again as if we have a new clean slate and a new opportunity on life. That would be great. So I think that if we consider the other ways that we can apply the money, some other ideas, get Tom Klein a sandwich. He looks like he could use a sandwich. Jesus, Mary, it's called Queen for a day, not Queen for the whole frickin' year. Okay, 2 queens, you get it, right? Now, I am proud to introduce the next Gawlik Award, the nominees for TV show opening.
All in the Family. Margot Grapschi, Blake Green, Nancy Miller, Corey Harrington, Emily Blum.
So that they hooray!
That's like us.
Don't try that game. And you do what you want it. It's the week to do something like her.
Didn't need no welfare states.
Everybody poke his way. She got on the shelf and played. Those were the days.
Izzy Shapiro, Egan Schmidt, Stephen Schmidt, Serena DeBlois. Abby David, Tony Sorelli, Izzy Shapiro.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. Beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you mind? Could you mind? I want to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. Let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Would you be my neighbor?
Sophie Neidhold, Jillian Britt. Katie Lyle, Emily Blakey, Sam Citron.
First the front desk, then the world.
I'm new here, but Hunter better watch his job.
They never thought I would make it big. Look at me now, celosa.
I may teach French, but I'm fluent in drama.
I love the camera, and the camera loves me.
Jasmine Rakelli, Lucas Smith.
Here's the story of a lovely lady who was bringing up three very lovely girls. All of them had hair of gold, like their brother, the youngest one in curls.
It's the story of a man named Brady who was busy with three boys. They were born and living all together, yet they were all alone. Till the one day when the lady met this fellow, and they knew that it was much more than fun. That this group must somehow form a family. That's the way we all became the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. That's the way we became the Brady Bunch.
There you go. And the Gawlik Award for Best TV Show Opening goes to The Brady Bunch. It's different than the Brady Bunch that I grew up with. Backstage, Angel is wearing a fur coat. It's getting very hot, so we're going to move things along. The final nominee for Best Film is entitled Moon, and as you know, as a space geek that I am, I would vote for this one, but alas, they don't let me vote for the films. So without further ado, the final nominee for Best Film, Moon.
Moon. Sam Citron, Spencer Fowler, Gillian Grip, Riley Vogel, B. Bellingham, and Henry Cornaros.
This is ground control to Major Tom. You really made the grade.
I just keep introducing people that have been around for a long time. He taught both my daughters, Sarah and Stevie. I taught his daughter, Katie. The biggest difference between the two of us is that he knows when to get out. He'll be leaving the mountain campus like right now, and he will be sorely missed there. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Kelly.
Thanks, Rob. In all honesty, I love this place too much to leave. And next year I'll be around the main campus. I'll do some coaching. I'll head out on some mountain campus expeditions. So I'll still be around. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to watching these sketch comedy films written and directed by the students. The sketch comedy nominees are
Claire, Charlie Citron, Sam Citron, Claire Iannuzzi, Henry Cornaros.
She's the essence of beauty and grace, the darling of Académie de Burr Burton. She was almost accepted into an Ivy League school. She is Claire. She's a two-time BBA pageant winner, charming, compassionate, and insightful. She's the kind of girl that makes you say, oh, wow. She is Claire. She's the kind of girl that writes for fun. She's the administration's favorite student. Beautiful and selfless beyond belief. She is Claire. Claire Académie de Burr Burton.
Maggie Sullivan, Chase Blanchard, Jake Nicholson, and Henry Cornaros. Valentine, Nick Williams, Graham Bowen, Lily Audie, Lakin Morgan.
Do you smell that? I smell fear. So many people have done me wrong. I see you in the gym trying to get stronger. Maybe I ain't gonna help you today. Maybe you smackdown. And the dirty Valentine is the cream of the crop. I'm challenging Bill Mensch, Jim Raposa, Bar Cash. Be there.
Cole Hathaway, Jillian Grip, Sam Citron.
What can I get for you?
Hi, can we get an espresso, please?
An espresso?
Yeah, an espresso.
You know you're saying espresso, right?
The coffee drink?
Yeah, it's called an espresso.
An espresso, yeah.
No. One starts with S, like the third to last letter of the alphabet, and the other one starts with S, like right after Q and R. Espresso, not espresso.
You're saying the same.
No. Sorry, no. Just X, not X. I mean, it's not that hard to say. Even your grandma can do it.
Even though my grandma says it.
Just say it. Just say it. Just say it.
Espresso.
Oh my God!
What?
Oh my God! It's espresso! It always has been. Everyone says espresso. Even your grandma.
You don't know me
macchiato.
Vermont translator, Jordan Smith, Lily Burkout, Emily Samuelson, and Jasmine Rakelli.
Are you new to Vermont? Do you have trouble understanding what people are saying? Well, now there's a solution. For just $5.99 a month, you can learn to understand the true Vermont language. You will learn to decipher phrases like, hike 'em up! Please pull your trousers up. Look it over here, bruh! Pass it to me, friend. Christ almighty, you stupid! Blimey, are you an actual idiot? Oh boy, I'm upset. Call the number below now to start your 30-day free trial.
The award for step comedy goes to Claire.
I lost an argument to the dancers. The award I get to give right now is the best film. Is that correct back there? We're arguing about it. I've never given out an award here. We've had the Gawlik Awards for 8 years, but I've always just emceed it. So I'm really excited about this moment. I just want to remind everybody again that the generous donation by ITV Fest, they're supporting us by, they took care of the red carpet and they are doing the after party as well. And don't forget that the director of this film will be meeting with HBO executives, and this film will also be shown at this fall's ITV Fest. And if you haven't gotten tickets yet for ITV Fest, do so. It brings so much notoriety and money to this town. And without further ado, the Gawlik for Best Film goes to Cello.
What we've seen. However, it could not have been possible without this incredible crew behind us. We're going to go through a little bit and shine them all. So Henry has so much amazing talent behind the camera, and it is thanks to him that the film is so beautiful. Charlie, thank you for always doing the work that is less glamorous. You have a great future in cinematography. This is only the beginning, and I'm very proud of you.
And thank you, Garrett, for bringing your talent to the screen and creating such an incredible score. You are every director's dream. Thank you for cutting your leg open after a 2-mile hike and shoving your face in the snow. Your attention to detail is truly what made this film incredible. Thank you to Neil Freeburn, Bill Mensch, and Jim Raposa for giving us the resources and the space to create. Finally, I just would like to tell a little bit of the story. And so originally Sam came to me saying that we needed to make a film for the Prism Award, well, for the Prism concert. And I had the idea of somebody burning a violin, random, and somebody walking through the snow, like a field just, and it's a blizzard, random as well. So just thank you to all of you for helping to turn those ideas into the cellist. We've had so much fun, and we're honored. Thank you.
Again, step, kick, kick, leap, kick, touch. 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 Right. That connects with turn, turn, out, in, jump, step, step, kick, kick, leap, kick, touch. Got it? Going on. And turn, turn, touch, down, back, step, pivot, step, walk, 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 right. Let's do the whole combination facing away from the mirror. From the top. A 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right, the top combination. A 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm good with that. It's like a teacher. All right, moving on.
Stage left, boys. Let's do the ballet combination. First group of girls, second group follow. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, all right, let me see the boys. The whole group. A 5, 6, 7, 8. I want your pictures and resumes, please.
Once again, the BBA Dance Company. It was so much fun to watch Emily Owens, one of my former students, who is helping Claudia out right now while she is recovering. Backstage, just so excited about everybody's dancing. And I just want to say hello to Claudia. She's watching on live stream. I just want to get to her.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Brian's brothers Joe and Greg Gawlik to present the Gawlik Award to the senior who has excelled in cinematography with the kind of passion that our friend Brian instilled in his students. And so much of what we become in life is instilled by our mothers. And we are proud to have Brian's mother, Helen, with us every year. And we are leaving some flowers here, boys, for you to deliver that. Yes. Now, please welcome Joe and Greg.
On behalf of the entire Gawlik family, I would like to express our thanks for once again being included in this celebration. Brian passed away 9 years ago, and with each passing year, there are fewer and fewer people here that knew him or worked with him. It warms our hearts to see Brian's beliefs, his passion, and his empowerment of the students continue and thrive under Bill's leadership. Brian worked hard to teach students to reach far beyond what they ever thought they were capable of. To teach students not to be afraid to question things and to strive for perfection, all while having fun. The performance we have seen tonight proved that this program continues to grow and knows no bounds. This year's Gawlik Award winner should be no surprise to anyone. He is a top cinematographer, he's acted, and he's helped move the cinematography program in a more professional direction. His enthusiasm has been a shining example for our younger cinematographers. Here's a show reel of this filmmaker's work.
Action.
Now that you know who you are.
can like give it, because it just means so much to me. As a freshman, I just never thought like I'd be here or able to create films in the caliber that I am, or any sense like that. And it's all thanks to my friends, Noah, Henry, Sam, Jane, Ethan, James. I'm just so honored to be a part of a group of such incredible people who have won the Gawlik Award. I've already said that, so I stand here and I just wish that I could give back more to the community. I wish that I could take the knowledge that I have right now and just give it to somebody else, give it to a freshman or a sophomore. Honestly, just anyone so they can build upon the knowledge that the tiny bit of knowledge that I've gained over the years here, being in cinema and I wish I could do that so that when I come back and I watch the show, there are leagues ahead of me in what I was as a senior. I wish I could just hand that off to somebody.
Sven!
And I really don't want people either to forget that this is more than just an award show. It has such a greater meaning, and that's why I'm crying right now. And even though I didn't know Brian Gawlik, I know what he stood for, and I know that he was an incredible teacher, and he was incredible enough to lay a foundation so I could be where I am now, and so us and everybody else can just grow. There's nothing stopping you from picking up a camera. We students currently at BBA and alumni are exceptionally privileged to be granted access and given unlimited trust to take out equipment and experience filmmaking. Even if you're not in a cinema class now or have only taken it once, nothing is in your way from gaining the knowledge to direct films, to be behind the camera or write a script or anything like that. You always have that opportunity. And I just want to say thank you to everyone, and thank you. It really means a lot.
Show, we want to thank all of you for coming each year. Thank you so much. I want to thank all the students who ran the tech of this show on each side of the stage and up there, working so hard. It's not glamorous. The dancers, just fantastic. Special thanks to Neil Freeburn, who had to learn a new program and put this entire show together and has been up there troubleshooting all night long and holding my hand all week. Thank you, Neil. Our chameleon-like awards man, Daniel Jackson. Daniel, get out here. Great job, Devin Johnson. And I want to thank the great Peter Riegert for being here tonight. Thank you, Southern Vermont Arts Center, for all you do for the community, and most importantly, thank you, Gawlik family, for allowing us to celebrate Brian's life each year.
For supporting us, it's a big deal, and throwing the after party and supporting that. Thank you. We will see you next year. We're going to end with our traditional montage.
Action.
So Jess, you excited about this?